And honestly, people say, like, how do you find stuff? And it's hours of scouring the internet,
Oh, yeah.
building relationships, talking to people, just getting out there and doing things. You meet people.
Well, it takes a lot of work, more than what people realize. Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you all for being part of it. Today, we're going to go ahead back to the gentleman's collection that you've been to before, and he was able to find something that was stored away again. A 1974 VW Thing NATO military spec. Now, how cool is that? I've never seen one in real life, and neither had he. So we're going to go over and check it out. Let's go! But something I want to bring to your attention is if you haven't had the chance yet, make sure you subscribe to VW Trends Magazine. I'm really a big supporter of them, and they do support me also. If you get a chance, pop down into the description below and go ahead and subscribe to VW Trends. They do a lot of stuff for us DIYers and things of that nature. So give it a shot. Okay, so you probably can't see me real good, but we're going to the garage door here to get welcomed in. And I see it through the window. Almost there. And there he is. What is up? How you doing? Okay, let's come in here so we can close.
Yeah, it is a little cold.
Yeah, it's 30 degrees. And we are back. As you remember last time, if you want to walk over here, this is the last one that we've seen. So he's been piling up, collecting a lot of cars, I think. So what year is this?
This is a 74.
Okay.
Same year as the other car.
Okay, and this is a military thing.
Yeah, so it was either issued to the German military or the Mexican military, this exact car.
Wow, so this wasn't never in civilian use.
No.
Now this is a rare find. This absolutely is.
And from what I've researched, only 17,000 were ever sold for military use.
Wow.
So, and then each one of them would have had to been individually brought into the country because they were never sold for the U.S. The guy bought it about 20 years ago off of a guy I knew who went by Kubel Ken.
Okay.
And he imported a bunch of these. Like, I'm guessing probably 30 plus of them he imported.
Right.
And unfortunately, Ken's since passed away, but I met him at a show in Columbus like 7-8 years ago, and ever since then I was like keeping an eye out for one of these things.
Right.
And I just never thought I would get one. I just brought up how I met Ken at a show like 7-8 years ago. He was selling parts.
Right.
And I was just like, this is so cool. I gotta have at least a little piece of one.
Right.
So I was at the swap meet and he had one of the distributors.
Oh, wow.
So check this out.
Now, I have never seen one of these ever in my life.
So it's a normal distributor under this cap.
Okay.
It takes 3 people to do it, right?
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but...
Yeah, but we can clean this up.
My thought is, I don't necessarily care what parts we use inside to make it work.
Right.
As long as the outside is the part.
Just the aesthetics of...
Yeah. And if you look, it originally had threaded wires.
So the wires threaded on. They were not coming off.
Yeah. But what's funny is this car's missing that distributor.
Oh, geez.
What's the chances of me buying that at a swap meet off the guy that imported this car, and this car is happening to miss that distributor?
So what we can do is take the guts out of this. We can rebuild it because he has enough of them around, so I'll have him bring it over to the house. It'll be a video. We'll gut it, and then this will get cleaned up and put on, and the wires will thread on. I think that's very unique.
They were braided too.
Right.
because these shielded radio frequencies.
Right. Right.
And actually, when we go look at the engine, I'll show you some of those wires are still intact where they have this braiding over top of it.
Oh, okay.
Pure utilitarian as possible.
This is just amazing because this is military. This is the real deal. Now, something I see here is the windshield wipers have a bar. What is the deal with that?
So there's only one wiper motor.
Okay.
And it's on this side of the windshield.
Okay.
And so it actually runs off of here and then pushes the other one.
Ah, okay, because I ain't never seen that before. And you have a 74 thing back there.
But here's one thing that you're going to get at least 5 people in the comments. That is a 73, not a 74.
Right.
Because it doesn't have the big vents on the side.
But it was because it was military.
Yeah. I don't know why or when the cutoff was, but for some reason, the military kept doing the older version of the thing longer.
Right.
So this has a gas heater in it, just like a 73 would.
This is unique.
Oh, there's stuff I got inside I got to show you. I'm sorry, I nerded out over this thing.
It's all right. This is unique.
I need somebody to pull up on the hood. I'll do the release.
Is there a latch?
Yeah. Up. It's a Carmagia style hood latch.
I'll let you get that.
Oh, yeah. So this bumper must have got hit at some point.
Right.
And it's catching on the hood a little bit.
Well, we can actually pull that slightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's your VN4 gas heater.
Ah, there's the gas heater.
And he said
is it
worked.
Functional? I was just going to ask that.
Yeah, he said he loved that gas heater. And the guy that bought this used it as his daily driver for years.
That's why I'm going to put a diesel heater in my 68. So Heather and I can take rides when we want to in the winter, what have you.
Definitely. Oh, so original jack, but there's also a spot here for a small shovel, I believe.
Right.
So that's what these hooks are for. And that wing nut was for the spare tire. But
that is cool. It's in good condition there.
Yeah, there it's not too bad. I wish it was like that the whole thing.
No, that's okay. It's a Survivor is what it is.
Yeah, and you could see down the sides a little bit. He had spray painted on the doors and stuff. And what I was thinking of doing is trying to wet sand some of that out.
Yeah, you can.
And then I want to get an airbrush and get my buddy to make a profit of the original green and touch up some spots. My main focus with this car is to dress the floor pans and inner rockers and make it a solid running driving car.
Right, absolutely.
And I already did have it fired up and it had a slight miss to it. Just
probably needs fine-tuned.
Yeah. Check these out.
Now, what is the deal there?
Those are blackout lights.
Okay.
Or convoy lights.
Right.
So, if you're in a big convoy of vehicles and you don't want the enemy to see all your cars coming, but you need to have lights in traffic, those lights, there's a 3-post switch on the dash that you turn.
Right.
And it has just the front and I think or just the back are all.
Oh, wow.
And there's 3 blackout lights on the rear too.
That is really cool.
Yeah, and what's funny is just a nerd like me would notice. I'm pretty sure this is just a 67 reverse light.
I was going to say, the shell here does look the same.
I'm pretty sure it's a 67.
And I think, too, because Volkswagen tried to use what they had without making a million different parts.
Oh, and some other things I want to show that's different than the civilian car. These bars here, those are flag holders there.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, so you could do parade flags. And then
wow.
These hooks here are for headlight covers.
There would have been a
cloth. Yeah, there would have been a cloth vinyl headlight cover for it.
Wow.
Now these fog lights here he had put on.
Yeah, those are aftermarket, right.
But there would have been an optional dual horn on the exterior, which I'd like to put back on.
This is really cool.
Yeah, I still
This
giggly goosebumps when I come down and see it because I still can't believe I made this happen.
Gas cap sticking out. Like, wow.
It was funny. I said I was not going to buy another thing because I was pretty happy with the one I had, but I didn't think I'd find a military one.
Well, no, you had to buy. This was a must-have. This was a must-have.
Yeah, especially because
I've never really seen one in person. I'm not kidding.
This is the only one I've ever seen in person. And
That
I've
is
been to
amazing.
so many shows. I've seen more Kubel wagons than I've seen the military things.
Right. Like, this is so rare to find a real military one.
Oh, and so this specific car was Mexican built. But if you look in the interior, the dash plaque, it has the German med kit sticker on the dash. But
so we're going to take a peek in here. Wow, this is cool.
So there's that switch I was talking about for the blackout lights.
So it says, wow,
They're just codes.
1, 2, and then S1, S2, S3. And I see, either orange or yellow. I'm slightly colorblind with the headlights.
That's orange. That's just, I think, the regular headlights, but then that's the gas heater switch, and it's on a timer.
Okay, I get it. Oh, I hear it.
Yeah, it's just a mechanical timer.
Oh, nice. And I guess everybody recognizes that speedometer.
Yeah, and also check out this. Notice it's a kph speedo.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah. So here's the part that makes me kind of confused on whether it was German military or Mexican military. If you look, that Verband
Yes.
thing, I always mispronounce it.
Yeah, Verband
that 100% is for the Bundeswehr.
Oh, okay.
See that little orange decal?
Yes.
I was talking to an expert, and he told me that was like a sticker they would do in a convoy.
Right.
Like a safety check. But even just like the little stuff, look at the four-way. It's a triangle.
Whoops, was getting stuck up.
That's not the same four-way knob we have.
No, not at all.
And then it has the European-style 12-volt outlet above it.
Now, I seen that. I was just going to ask you what that was. I don't want to pull on it.
You can... What's funny is you could still get accessories for that. It's just a smaller diameter.
Right. And I see a little handle under here that must have been for the trunk.
No.
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, that is a vent control for the gas heater.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
Yeah, and there was supposed to be a med kit under there, too.
Okay.
That's what that big bracket is.
I do see that.
And what's crazy is there is a guy I know that I could source some of the original equipment from.
Now, what do we have here? Is that something original or no?
So the case itself that's a toolkit bag.
Okay.
But he had put other tools in it. There's not the original tools in it, unfortunately.
At least look at the outside. I think that is very cool.
Yeah.
That is nice.
And then
I guess that's a light?
Yeah, that's a map light. The civilian cars got them too.
Right.
But
so it has room to put stuff in the door there.
Yeah, so yeah, same as the civilian one. You just got those pockets. And as you can see, there's some daylight coming through.
That's okay.
But
now, is it hard to get the floor pans?
They're not hard to get. They're just pricey for what they are.
Well, anything thing related. What is this there?
That is a vent control for the diesel or gas heater.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the floors need some work, but it's a rare car.
That's where I said I wasn't going to get into doing rockers and floor pans again. I've done a bunch of them, and I'm getting tired of doing them.
Well, I can imagine, but this one could be a good project.
Yeah.
Because it's rare.
That's the only reason I was like, I didn't bat an eye.
Right. Now, can we look in the back here? Okay. Let's take a peeky back here.
Oh, so there's rifle mounts for all four passengers.
Oh,
There's
usually they just have them in the back. There's one there
and then there's
where
one
the
on
rifle sits and then clamps on.
yeah, and it would have been an H&K G3, I believe. And just the stupid little stuff like the OD green seat cover and then the original matte material underneath.
Right.
I love that.
Is that coconut hair?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you look in the far back, you could see there's a bracket for a shovel.
Oh, yeah, I do see that. So there's space back there for putting stuff, too.
Yeah. But you always get those people that are like, what are those little triangle brackets on the civilian thing for? And that's what they're for.
That's to clamp the rifle in.
Yep.
Very unique.
Yeah, I still can't believe I made it happen. Now, the top has been replaced from the thing shop,
Right.
but it's at least the correct color. So,
Right.
and my plan is to try to keep as much of this as original as I can.
Oh, I would. This, yeah, I absolutely would.
And I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, my main focus is to make it run, drive, stop, and be solid and safe.
Right.
And the aesthetics part, I'm not overly concerned about making it perfect by any means, because this car is not going to be perfect.
Right, right.
But it's going to be able to be driven and enjoyed. And
well, it's going to be a realistic car.
Yeah,
is what it is. Let's go down the side here.
Yeah, so
these are still standard door handles on these.
Yeah, they're still the standard bus door handle, but they're painted OD green.
Right. And they were from the factory that way?
Yeah.
We'll check the motor area out in a minute. I'm standing right here and I can smell Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. They have a distinct odor.
It just reminds me of being a little kid.
Yeah, exactly. Reminds me of 16 years old again in a garage and thinking my car smells, and then I became used to it. This is also so unique.
Notice no VW logo?
Yeah, no shining. So a sniper can't take it out.
Seriously.
No reflection.
Yeah, there's no chrome, no moldings, nothing.
All right, let's walk around back a little. If you wonder I am trying to sneak around here, here's why. Because we have a Maxi.
Blue.
We have blue, the 64. And there's a bunch of cars I'll walk through real quick before I leave. So I don't think he can buy any more until he buys another 6-bay garage. So here's the back. Now that's some different type of taillights there.
Yeah, these are the rear blackout lights I was talking about. And then notice the taillights aren't up here.
Yeah.
They're down here. The Europeans, this is how they got them.
Yeah, because the other thing that you have, the taillights look like this. And these ones look like that. That's pretty cool bumper.
It is. It's a standard thing bumper. It's the same as the civilian car. Even that little
crank hole.
Yep.
To crank the motor. Does it have the
right in here?
Okay.
And what's funny is I thought I'd never get a military one, and that was one of the accessories I tracked down for the other car. But I never knew where the factory handle went. Now I do.
That's the crank. It comes out of there, and it's hard to see, but there is a nut on the crank, and you can tell that's where it goes on to.
Notice the double V-belt?
Yeah, I do. That's what you usually see on ACs.
This would have been for a dual generator.
Oh. Yeah, usually they're AC units when they did that.
I don't know if this engine is the original to the car. The engine code literally just says A.
Oh, okay.
Like there's no number, nothing after it.
Now, if you notice, there's no heat ducts because there's not heater boxes.
Yeah, so that's the 73 style fan shroud that we got here. So remember I was saying I'm starting to notice the little things on the civilian car versus the military one?
Right.
So there's a blackout light there.
Okay.
And I always wondered what these two indentations were for on the civilian car. That's what it's
Ah,
for.
because they only made the same deck lid and then they just utilized it.
Yep.
That is cool. Well, that bumper wraps around.
Yeah, it bolts up to the rear fenders.
This is so cool. It really is unique.
And I kept saying I'm only going to get more stuff if it's crazy unique because I got a fleet going already.
So there's a dual exhaust on
Yeah.
each side of the bumper.
One muffler per side.
Now, was there a different setup because there's no heater boxes that have J pipes?
No, they're just individual mufflers on each side that are only connected to themselves, like separate. It's like
Right.
how we got the 73s here.
Right, right.
So, but also the things had a bigger diameter heat riser tube.
I do see that. That is bigger.
Yeah. And then what else would be different? Oh, this is one of my favorite things. This wire here, we could take the air cleaner. This is what I was talking about, that braided wire.
Oh, I see it.
That's how, and then there's some of the nuts on how it.
We're going to take it off if that's the same size as going to the cap so I can make a duplicates of those.
That would be awesome.
Oh, I'll do it. I know how. I'm not dumb to that. That'll work. There's the whole system.
It smells like an old Volkswagen.
Yeah, it does. It has that odor. This is crazy unique. And you do say it runs.
It does run off of a can. I need to drain the gas tank. It's got old gunky gas in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep running it like that then.
No.
This is amazing. Let's see if we can peek under here.
And one thing I do want to do is when we did have it running, I could hear an exhaust leak.
Right.
My one buddy does have a set of new old stock mufflers for 73 style.
So you said it has a military skid plate?
Yeah, it's really cool. The regular the regular thing bumpers usually have those holes in the bottom, and you'll see it has a skid plate.
Ah, okay.
And what's funny is I actually bought one for the other car because I figured I was never going to find one, and I was trying to put military accessories on that one.
Right. So just a quick thing here. 74 military thing. We have a Maxi tucked back in here. We have a 64 blue, is what I call blue. I love that color a lot.
It's called Sapphire Blue.
Sapphire blue from...
it's a Volkswagen color.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And this is a 70.
Yep.
I'm just checking some stuff before we leave him get back to work. We have a 74 thing here. That's the one we rebuilt the motor in. And we have the taxi.
I think the taxi's got just like a special place in my heart.
Okay, I do believe this one is a 62 or 63. And that is one that he's going to possibly turn into a Herbie the Love Bug down the road. And as you see, the 1974 VW thing that we currently did the motor on. And I just scanned through at the taxi also. Checking everything out again.
Oh, and remember last time we were talking about the hood trim?
Right. You got shortened.
Yeah, I put the shorter one on, and I started... So it would have had an indentation originally.
Right.
But I want to mock this up, and I'm super nervous about getting it right.
Here is something unique that you don't see much. Look at that old Honda.
Trail 70. I have had more fun on that bike than any other bike I've ever had.
What year is this one?
71. Or no, 72.
That is really cool.
I pulled that out of a guy's basement.
That is unique. My neighbor had one when I was young, and I didn't have the money, obviously, at like 12 years old to buy one, but wow, did I want one badly.
Well, this summer we'll have to get you video of you putting around on
it. That would be fun. I like blue. Let me look at blue real quick. Let me look at blue.
The last time I had them out, the brakes, the pedal went straight to the floor, and I think it was wheel cylinders blowing out. So I want to go. I have a set of CB Performance disc brake kit for the front, and I want to upgrade to the dual master and all that stuff.
Well, I see a vintage speed shifter in there.
Yep, I got one in that and in Affiliate, the Mexican bug.
And you notice a big difference from those?
They're so smooth.
Yeah, I figured. I'd like to have one, but they are not cheap.
They are very pricey. Maybe they'll see this and sponsor you.
Yeah. Tell them, sponsor me.
Ming Tang, come on, sponsor him.
I can sell them a lot of them.
Yeah, they're based out of Taiwan. Min Tang, he's a great guy. You can message him on Facebook. So
well, they need to give me one so I can film it and show how it works. Okay, this has been awesome. Okay, so you know what? I know I walked around the garage to show you the rest. Down in the description, you'll see when we came here maybe a year ago, or I can't remember.
yeah.
And I showed the collection before, because upstairs, and we're not going to do that today, there's some Bajas up there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's quite a collection for a young guy, you know what I mean? And he's doing really great. And I got to tell you, this one really put the icing on the cake. I mean, come on, it's a military one. That is unbelievable. This is something, when you messaged me about it, I thought, I hope you do get it, because it's hard to come across stuff like that. I mean, even the other ones you have, even the other thing, it's in nice condition. It's on the road. And I was so happy to rebuild the top end on that. That made me feel good to be part of that, just like I will be part of the other vehicles.
Yep.
But the Mexi, I'm sorry, not the Mexi, I got confused. The Taxi, well, you got too many damn cars. The Taxi, we are going to go ahead, and that motor is going to come over to my shop, and we're going to go ahead and rebuild the top end on that when he's ready. And so you're going to notice when I'm finishing up Chaos before the picnic this year, I'm going to go ahead and juggle some videos back and forth, because I do want to build the top end on that motor for him and put it all back together and paint the tins and all that. I want to be part of that. As soon as he gets another one next week, we'll probably be back again. But
you never know.
But thanks again. I really appreciate you taking out the time. This is a big guy. You really, because I'm 6'3", 240. He towers over me. So, I mean, I will meet you back at the house, and we'll close out. Before I sign off here, let's check out Misty's tip of the week.
Hey guys, it's Misty coming back from the VW store. I'm going to try and make a quick video. As we all know, I could get long-winded, so I have a bunch of guys calling, it's that kind of time of the year, about fuel pumps. Are you alternator or generator? A lot of people are like, oh, by the engine code, it's this. That's not what you're looking for. So I'm going to try and help you real fast. This is an alternator style fuel pump. If you have an alternator on your engine, this is the fuel pump you're going to need. Your outlets are going straight this way. This is a generator style fuel pump. You have one outlet going out and the other outlet is going up. So if you have a generator on your engine, doesn't matter what year it is, if you have a generator on your engine, you need a generator fuel pump. If you have an alternator on your engine, you want to grab the alternator fuel pump. Now, there are instances where generator fuel pumps fit on an alternator conversion. With the alternator pump, your foot sticks out the bottom by a little tiny bit. I don't know if you can see it on the video. You can see it is right there, just barely sticking out the bottom. With a generator fuel pump, you are recessed. You can see my whole finger is recessed into the bottom. When it comes to your fuel pump rods, there's also two styles. The long one is your generator. The short one is your alternator. Alternator, generator. I always say, when you're buying a fuel pump, I always suggest grab the rod that you're buying the fuel pump for. If you use a generator rod on an alternator, you can break the foot off. When you're buying a generator fuel pump, you buy the generator rod, and I always suggest one extra gasket. You can, if you have an extra one at the house, you don't have to. Either of these will work. And this helps you regulate your fuel pressure. Buying a fuel pump, you want the fuel pump, the rod, and one extra gasket. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free, send me a message, give me a call. Always happy to help. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe.
I gotta tell you, I really have a nice time doing these things because the channel is about other people, not just me or my project or trying to show you things that I've learned along the way. It's also about what other people have and the great finds that they come across. So I really, really enjoyed that a lot. And I thank you all for being part of it. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to get back on the interior. Shoulder's about healed. I'll just be careful with it. See you soon.